middle and down, like I just got it out of the middle, lost and found. Trying to test it, germ infested, stained by food, partially digested. Nobody can say what you find between the dirty couch gushers that have never been cleaned. Missing keys or American cheese, trying not to sit where the kiss will conceive. Pleasure to meet ya, we're happy to see ya in the nasty Futon.
Well, we're speaking with Angel and Andrew of, what's the name? Picasso The Banshee?
Yes.
Well, welcome to the Dusty Futon, Picasso The Banshee.
Oh, thank you.
You guys want to tell him how you got that name?
Do you guys? I don't know.
I know.
Would it ruin the surprise?
He doesn't know.
Surprise.
I don't know. We could make some elaborate, just random thing.
You know what?
People are disappointed when we tell them
the real reason.
Oh, I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Well, you know
some people go like, "Oh man, I thought it was some like really big thing, and it's just that." I'm disappointed now. And it's like
that's why I thought it was funny.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's like a weird little story of why we have that name.
Well, okay. Why don't you try to think of something to make up? You know, I don't know. Come up with something off the top of your head of where the band name came from.
I'll just say
the
real thing. Jacob Thone, who's not here, he's the bassist of the band who formed the band. He got me and our first drummer together and said, "This is what the band name will be. It is Picasso the Banshee." And I'm like, "Why though?" He's like, "Because his girlfriend Marina has 2 cats. One is Picasso and one is Banshee." And so that's what he decided it would be. And then I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. So I had to sit there for a while, and I thought. Like a week later, after I did my interview and I was in the band and everything, I'm like, okay, it could be a cool name. It could be pretty rad.
It's rather unique. I mean, Picasso the Banshee. It
stands out.
Yeah, it stands out.
It stands out, and it draws an imagery of a weird monster that can paint really well. You know, I mean,
we're weird monsters that can paint music really well.
Well, there you go. So it kind of works out, man. It kind of works out. Now, I checked out your Bandcamp page, and you guys have 2 albums out on there. One's an EP, and there's one a single. I didn't really get to look that close. You have 2.
Yeah, we have our EP that we brought today.
Right, and that's Louie.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we had...
That's the guy on the cover.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. He had the name and the cover idea and the name all ready. He's like, this is the name, this is the picture we're using, and this is the name of it. Like, he was...
And you've got no say-so.
I had no say yet. He's like, if you want in the band...
You're the lead singer.
Yeah, and the guitarist.
And the guitarist.
Yeah.
And Andrew, your drummer.
Angel.
I'm sorry, Angel. Damn it. Why do they both have to be A's? All right. And Angel, you're the drummer?
Yes, sir.
I'm picking that up. I just dropped
and the bassist has all the say-so.
Well, basically, to have me in the band, he's like, this is what it has to be. So if you say no, you're out. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he was pretty straightforward with, he had a general idea of how he wanted the first release to be in the name, and he had all this stuff that he wanted.
He had a vision.
He had a vision because he was in a couple, or one specific band before that he kind of was like, he thought it would be really cool, and he ended up wanting a different vision for a band, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to start my own. So he left on good terms with that band. He's like, I'm going to go start my own thing because I want to, creatively do what I want to do. So he went out, and then he had our last drummer, which was on that EP, he got him together, which was his cousin, and he hit me up because I had been asking for like a couple years to see if he wanted to do anything. And then that's how this one started.
Yeah, I'm relatively new. I came in at like the beginning of this year.
So when did Picasso the Banshee actually form?
2014, I think September.
Wow, so you've been around for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's roughly 3. This year will be 3. Yeah.
And you're based out of Orange County.
Yeah.
The city of Orange, right?
Uh-huh.
So how did you guys get together and actually, like, how did he find you guys?
Okay, so I first met Jacob before Picasso and before his band before that. He had his friend, and he posted a Craigslist ad, and I posted a Craigslist ad, and I'm not shitting you. He literally hit me up, and I was at Disneyland, and I read this thing, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go try guitar for a band. And it was him and on bass and his friend on guitar and then me on guitar. And it went nowhere because like no one's schedules were that good. So we rehearsed like twice, and then he was moving back to Chino. So he moved back to Chino and then said, you know what, I found a band up here that I'm gonna, continue with, and so that's how he was in that last band. He went on that band for like good, I don't know, like 2 years maybe. And I all through that time like, hey, whenever you want to do stuff, I'm down to.
I still play guitar.
I still play guitar, and it's yeah. So it was basically me bugging him, and then finally.
Hey, you guys home? I still play guitar. You guys there?
That's what it sounds like.
Anyway, yeah. Anyone there? Can you please? No, I'd hit him up every couple months and be like, hey, does your band need another guitarist? Or hey, do you want to do a project? I was like, I really wanted to do music, and that was the closest step I got to doing something, and then like it all fell on itself, and I kind of would just sit there and make my own stuff.
So is this your first like actual band?
Yeah.
Band?
That's my first band, yeah.
And you've been a part. I'm sorry, I forgot. You said the last couple of years.
2014 was
So you joined at the beginning of
yeah.
this.
I was at the
He's
beginning.
an original member. I'm not. How I met them is my first band that I joined. I think what was it? 2 years ago. A year and a half?
It was a year and a half.
About a year and almost 2 years. Like the first show we've like ever played, like with that band, we ended up playing with them, and we liked their music so much we always kept hanging out as a group, playing shows together. And then stuff happened with the other band, and I just didn't want to be with them anymore, so I just left. Tried starting something else with a friend who got me into the other band, but that didn't end up working out because. He's a bit of a lazy shit.
Well, tell me how you really feel.
Pretty much.
Well, that band was actually going to be. That band was him and my bassist Jacob, and
someone else from like Murrieta, but like none of us can meet up to like practice or anything, so I never really got anywhere. I just bought a new drum set, so it's been sitting in my room for like
just dying to use it.
Just dying to use it. I've been waiting to use it, and these guys hit me up at the beginning of the year. It's like, hey, do you want to try out for Picasso? It's like
we went through a couple different. We went through a couple different variations with. We like had our drummer, which was Jacob's cousin, for a good year and a half, maybe.
Almost
It was in the second year. It was like a year and like 6 months or so, and then we had a falling out with him. So then we kind of were looking for a drummer, and then that went on for a little bit, and then we found one, and we worked with him for like 3 months, and then he moved, and then we had no drummer again, and we're like, okay, so I guess we'll go look again and ask the same people. So we went to ask the same people and all this stuff, and at that time, Angel left his other band and started a little thing with him, Jacob from this band, and a couple other people. And I'm like, well, we can't ask him because he's going to be in that project, and I'm sure he'll be busy. So we never even thought of asking him.
End up working out.
And then at the last December, January, we found out that band was going nowhere, and then we're like, well, let's just ask him, because we tried like 3, I think, other people after that, and none of them worked. And then we're like sitting there at Sonics, and we're like, we quit, or we hire a session drummer, or we. And I'm like, well, let's ask Angel.
Let's call
we can totally ask Angel, because I mean, obviously your project that you started isn't doing anything. So
Now, Angel, are you the drummer on this EP?
On the new EP, yes, I am the drummer.
But not on
Louie.
Not on Louie. Okay,
But
so
the new one that's going to be coming out,
I probably should have read it where it says Simon Phillips on drums.
That would have been a good indicator, yes.
So Simon was your previous drummer, obviously, right before Angel.
Technically, yeah. We had one for 3 months that we did one show with, but he was just like a filler. He wasn't like.
He was a hired gun, as they say.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to work out with him. He was a really talented drummer, but he moved up north. He had a bunch of family things he had to do, so totally respect that. But yeah, before him, pretty much our first drummer was Simon.
Alrighty, well, let's take a listen to. Let's go with the first track off of Louie. This is Open Road.
Oh, I love how this one
Picasso
starts.
The Banshee. All right, let's get it
best
going.
opening yet.
Hey, Jacob.
Yeah, Andrew.
Why does your guitar have only 4 strings?
It's because it's a bass guitar, idiot.
Oh!
That is a great opening.
Look outside, the sky is blue. Are you sick of being in this room?
No, we went in the vocal booth for that, and me and Jacob were like, we need to start this song with something. They're like, what do we start it with? It's like, it's an EP or it's our first ever. What do we do? And we're like, you want to just do a stupid joke? He's like, okay. So we worked with, on this record, it was Fabian, and we just both went, he told us to go in the vocal booth. We went in there, and then we literally, I just went, I know what I'm going to say. So we talked for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, oh no, I got it. And so I just legitimately, that's the first take, and I told him that. That's what he came up with.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Tonight, can't help but dance and come to light. The moon will fade, the sun will rise. Let's get together for one more ride. Here on the open road, you found a brand new home. You can make this all your own. Here on the open road. When you're on your own and your heart is gone, you've got nowhere to go but the open road. When you're on your own and your heart is gone, you've got nowhere to go but the open road.
This is my kind of music.
Oh, thank you.
I love this genre.
This is one of the probably stupidest songs I've ever written.
I
get crap for this song all
Really?
the time. It just the way it opens is look outside, the sky is blue. Jacob just gives me so much crap for it all the time.
That's
Then again,
hilarious.
Jacob gives you crap for everything.
Yeah, that's true. Jacob gives me crap for everything. He likes to put me down to try and bring out better things. But
So these
'cause
are
he's a
your
basic.
lyrics.
yeah, I've written everything that we've had.
All the lyrics.
Yeah, all the lyrics.
But is he the music? Like, does he come up with the...
So we do like all the music has been done very differently. What usually we do is either one of us will have an idea, we'll bring it to the table, and we'll all work on it. But half the stuff is Jacob will have a bass line, and then I'll write to the bass line with a guitar or vocals to it. So he basically, because he has a lot of experience, because his dad is a musician and he learned at a young age and everything. He has like ideas and ideas and ideas, and he just will bring them to the table, and then I will write to it. But that one started because we were in my garage, and Jacob wanted to play. He played a bass line to a Cure song, and I didn't know I didn't know how to play it, so I just started doing that da 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 da, and I just started doing that. And Jacob's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "I was just making it up on the spot." It's like, well, let's make something to that. I'm like, okay.
Nice.
So we made it, and it turned into that, to Open Road. Is probably the best. For me, it was a really that was the first song we recorded and everything, and I love the song.
Yeah.
And the whole song's about pretty much not. He's standing up and turning off the fan. I'm sorry, I have ADD. The song's pretty much about going and not wasting your life inside of a house or in front of technology all day and whatnot, and actually going out and
having fun.
Yeah, having fun. And, you only live once, YOLO.
Actually doing something.
Yeah.
YOLO.
So it's
Did
like
you just say YOLO on my podcast?
Just quoted Drake on your podcast.
Oh my God.
well, it's technically
Quote a drink?
Quoted Drake.
technically
quoted
the
Drake.
Lonely Island song.
Is it?
That's a great.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Oh yeah,
That's
that song was great.
Yeah.
The Lonely
but-
Island is great.
Yeah.
They are.
Yes.
But yeah, that song I really liked it for those purposes. I mean, the opening lyrics are pretty dumb, but it's metaphor kind of to not waste your life.
Dumb metaphors are the best metaphors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I lost where I was going. Okay, I'm looking on Bandcamp right now. The only thing I see is the Louie EP and a track called "Alone on Christmas Eve." Tell me about that one.
Okay, so it was Well, we originally had another single that we released last year, but because we're retracking it with Angel, we thought it would be, counterproductive to have 2 tracks of the same name, which is 2 different drum parts and quality. So we took down the one from last year. So we did have 3 things. The acoustic song is pretty much me and Jacob got tired of sitting there and making nothing, and spur of the moment decided, let's record something and release it on Christmas Eve, a day or 2 days before Christmas Eve. So it was a lot of work to get it out there.
Yeah.
And it's very low quality because we recorded it on like a little Blue speaker and a little Mac Pro, and it was like really low quality.
Hey,
but I
whatever
wrote
works, man.
these really depressing lyrics about, it sounds happy, but it's depressing lyrics about soldiers overseas dying for people for Christmas. Like,
Yeah, you got the lyrics up on Bandcamp for people.
oh yeah, I forgot I wrote
Yeah,
this.
I'm
Okay,
looking
cool.
right at the lyrics right now, so that's quite interesting. So definitely go to Bandcamp and check that out. It's free. It's you can just download it if you want, or you can donate $1 and get that. It's at Picasso The Banshee.bandcamp.com.
Yay!
So
It took a quick turn. It was gonna be about like a guy alone on Christmas Eve at a party and all this stuff, and then I'm like, this has been done before way too many times.
Yeah.
And I'm like going, I need to really push myself on like an idea and lyrically. So I
challenge
totally,
yourself.
yeah.
You got to step out. And that's actually a good thing to do. And that's the only way you're going to progress is if you challenge yourself and push yourself outside your comfort zone. And
Yeah.
obviously, you gave yourself a time constraint, and you.
It was very hard to do.
Yeah.
I had to write that very quickly, and we had to get this together because it's alone on Christmas Eve. You have to release it on Christmas Eve or before.
If you miss it, you have to wait a year.
Yeah, exactly. So we released it as like a free gift and all this stuff, and it was definitely. I listen to it sometimes in my car, and I'm like, the quality sucks, but at some point I want to redo it with Angel and
don't redo it.
We want to do an electric version, like a full instrument version. We're gonna keep the acoustic.
Okay, good. I'm about to say these things are beauty, and that's why everyone needs to go and check this out, because this is like your early days stuff. When you move forward in your career, this is the stuff that's important.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like, oh man, we were back there, and even Angel will be honored to be a part of that. Look back and
very
say
honored
this is
to
where
be a
you
part of
started,
it.
and now I don't sound like that shit. I sound better. You know, so you progress.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
If you take a look at the album artwork, my friend Eli did the artwork for it, and I told him I want the soldier memorial, and it's pretty much the helmet on the gun with the boots, and then he put in the theme of like a Christmas ornament on the right, and then like a green for the Christmas tree color and everything. Because it's sad to think about on Christmas when everyone's really, really happy to be with the loved ones and everyone, that there is a bunch of people overseas fighting to
seeing horrible
shit. They're doing all this stuff for us to have what we have over here, and like to fight for us, and they're the ones who are alone, and it's just sucks. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, I'm gonna write about a soldier and all this stuff. It has a really sad ending, and I still listen to it. I go, I don't know if I should have done that. But same thing, people do that with movies. They're like, I don't know if I should have killed that person.
I think if you would have done it any other way, it might have made a really great country song.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
That's an interesting way
true.
to angle it. Yeah.
I asked my girlfriend, I'm like, spoiler alert, do I let him live or do I let him die? And she's like,
no, don't spoil it.
Yeah.
Just
so
say,
that's it. You have to go find out for yourselves. But
there you go.
Yeah.
We'll find out what your girlfriend. She's the one who made the deciding factor on that.
I asked a couple people, but she got me into Alkaline Trio like this last year. So, and I've been listening to them and getting really like dark elements with my lyrics. So she's the type of person that likes all the sad, dark elements, and I kind of got brought into it, and so she kind of decided.
That's funny. I just got into Alkaline Trio last year.
Right? They're so good.
They've been around a while too.
Once
I know.
Skiba took over for Tom DeLonge and Blink, I was like, oh, I should probably listen to his original his original
Well,
band.
but his stuff in Alkaline's way better.
It is. It is.
But
It's way better.
I did, however,
Way
just
better.
pick up the deluxe edition of California.
It was
which
good.
It's, oh my God. Compared to the California, which I gave like a 3 or a 4, the deluxe gets like a 6 or a 7. Like
Yeah, the deluxe was a lot
found
better.
it better. Like,
That was a lot better. I agree with that.
It's less poppy. It's
You
more,
have no idea
it's
what we're
more
talking
dark.
about, do you?
I'm just watching what you're saying. I'm just,
Yeah.
you guys are real excited about this Alkaline
Yes,
Trio
it was.
crap.
Oh, yeah.
Alkaline Trio
I-
kicks ass, huh?
Yeah, Crimson
I'm not-
is probably
I'm not-
the best record ever.
I'm not saying anything bad about them. I just can't. I can't distinguish them right now outside of any other.
Like while these guys were like discovering Alkaline Trio, I was getting back into the Descendants this past year, and with all their new album that they released and everything else coming out new, I was like, oh well. Green Day's new album came out. That sucks. Blink's new album came out. That sucks.
Besides like 3 tracks.
Yeah,
they
besides
opened
3
with
tracks.
Cynical, and you're like, oh my God, this is
It's
the
a great
best
opening
record
song.
ever.
Yeah.
And then
And
you kept
then-
going, you're like,
No.
oh no.
And then Descendants' new album came out. It's pretty much like they haven't skipped a beat. It's the same, badass stuff that they've been doing for years.
They didn't go through 3 rebrands.
No,
Yeah.
well, yeah. And then No Effects new album came out too, and that one was badass too.
Best album names ever.
Huh?
No Effects. Best album names ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Heavy Petting Zoo. Dude.
Oh my
What
God.
is it? Two
That-
White Trash, a Beam, and a Heeb, or something like that.
The first time I ever heard that there was an album in existence named Heavy Petting Zoo, I just about fell on the floor laughing. I laughed so hard when I heard that name for the first time.
Well, I gotta tell you, the name of this EP, Louie, that's pretty weird. Is there a reason behind that name? Did he give it to you?
It's the dog in the picture. That's his name.
It's like an Indiana Jones kind
Does
of
he
thing.
know this person?
Yeah, that's his cousin.
Okay, and his
So
cousin.
that's Jacob's cousin. And
The
he
old
used that-
drummer?
Yeah, no, our bassist.
The old bassist.
No,
the
our
bassist-
current
Oh, your
bassist,
current
our
brother.
bassist.
The bassist brother.
The bassist
Oh,
is
it's his-
cousin.
Cousin.
Right there. Is,
Yeah, but
is-
wasn't his cousin the drummer? at
Yeah,
one
that's
point?
also his cousin.
Is that so?
Different
different
cousin.
That's a different cousin.
Two different cousins
Yeah.
we're talking about here.
Okay.
Got it.
And
I'm
his
so
dog's name is
confused.
Louie, which is really funny because our names comes from cats, and we have a dog EP name, so we're kind of just going everywhere.
What's the name of the new EP?
Should we tell them?
think so.
Okay.
Is it a
Is it a
secret or-
release?
Well, we haven't said anything.
It's a Dusty
on
Futon
it
exclusive.
Yet, so
Oh, we got an exclusive moment here. I need a bell for that. Like ding 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 ding.
Uh,
Exclusive moment.
I would say you need like a disco ball, but I guess it gets lost in translation since
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
radio
yes.
show.
Yes.
Yeah, this is audio only. Speaking
Yeah.
of, take some pictures.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, I mean, there's the disco ball. I see it.
Yeah. woohoo. See?
So the EP, the second EP is going to be called "You Left Your Lights On."
What?
I like
I
it.
love it. So Picasso the Banshee, you left your lights on. And when are we expecting that one out?
We're hoping late July, early August.
Okay.
We just finished tracking bass on the second song.
Okay.
And we're working with Adasi with Fuel Music Studios, and he's in Fullerton, and he's with Brendan Duffy, who's done 50 Cent and a couple.
50 cents or
Yeah,
50 cent?
He did 50
50
Cent.
Cent.
He's like, so
Just
he's
wondering,
It's
'cause-
we're recording with Adasi, and we're getting it produced, or I mean, mixed and mastered by Brendan Duffy, and he's done a couple of
Really big names.
Yeah, really big. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head.
I
just
remember
know-
Avenged Sevenfold too.
Oh yeah, it was Avenged Sevenfold and
yeah.
50 Cent. So those were the two like big names. They're like, oh, he did these two big people.
And
That's-
he's helping produce your
he's mixing and mastering.
Yeah.
mixing and
Yeah,
mastering.
so he's mixing and mastering them right now.
So that's part of producing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
part of producing. Yeah.
Semi producing.
Well, that's pretty cool. You guys got to be proud of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
psyched about that.
we were really stoked when we found that because we were rehearsing and practicing just for shows and stuff at this place called Riff House in Fullerton. And so we were just talking about recording outside, and then the owner came out and goes, "You guys talk about recording? We have a new studio here." And the guy comes in, and so that's how we got hooked up with Adasi, and we talked to him the next week, and it was awesome. We got played by he played us a bunch of the stuff he's recorded there. It's gonna sound huge. I think it's gonna
Awesome.
sound way better than this one, which is good.
Yeah,
You don't
a
want
lot.
to backtrack.
I think a
No.
lot better too.
Well, you've got exclusive rights to it. You know, you've already heard some of the tracks. So if you guys say it's much better, that's great. But I don't have any of the tracks, so I need to get that as soon as you guys.
I
got
tried.
It ready.
I tried getting a rough we have like a first mix of the single, and I asked him, but I think he's busy because he has a couple shows in Mexico that he's rehearsing for, because he's in a couple bands too. So I didn't expect him to text me back. I didn't even know we had the first mix till yesterday because Jacob went in and finished bass for the second song.
Oh, nice.
So,
well, you know what? I look forward to getting that sometime soon, maybe, or at least hearing the EP when it's out. But let's first thing, Open Road is available to listen for free on Reverb Nation, so people can go there, right?
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, we're also on Spotify too.
Yeah, we're also on Spotify.
Yeah, you're on Spotify. You're on
iTunes.
Yeah. So you're all over the place with this EP, and I want to go ahead and play track 3, "You and Me."
Yes, this is the first song that
This is
we ever
Jacob's
wrote.
favorite song.
Jacob came up with this bass line, and when he joined or started the band, and me and Simon and him created off of this. So this is the first song that was completed and done by the band.
All right, well, this is "You and Me" by Picasso The Banshee.
Silly girl, please tell me what you've been doing. Or just tell me what it is you see. Silly girl, please tell me what you imagine. Imagine, darling, it could be as easy as you and me. And every time I see you, I never wanna go. And every time you say those words, I already know. And every time you're near me, you make it hard to breathe. And every time you're gone, I just want you next to me. And every time I look in your eyes, you always make me feel better. And when I see you smile, I know you'll make me settle. Silly girl, don't take this all for granted.
Is this song about anyone?
Usually, all my songs are written about something that's happened to me or experience.
Personal experience.
But I wasn't with anyone when I wrote it. It was just like an idea of someone.
Darling,
Any thoughts on that, John?
Yeah, too many to count.
All right then.
and every time I see you, I never wanna go. And every time you say those words, I already know. And every time you're near me, you make it hard to breathe. And every time you're gone, I just want you next to me.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I got thoughts on the song, but I'm just waiting till after this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what you just said, yeah, too many to count.
Every time I look in your eyes, you always make me feel better. And when I see you smile, I know you'll make me settle. Every time I look in your eyes, you always make me feel better. And when I see you smile, I know you'll make me settle.
the whole EP, it's probably the only like happy song.
Oh yeah.
Well, Open Road's mostly happy. So I guess
Mostly.
there's
This feels happy, but it also feels like an angsty, excited kind of.
Well, that's the punk.
Well, yeah.
The big difference I noticed between that song and the first song is that one was much more traditional punk than the first song. It actually kind of feels like angsty and whatnot. Now, that's your punk roots. Are you both like real punk rock guys?
I think I'm a lot more punk than he is.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are your
he's more of the like the root, like, you know,
like the
very
old school OG.
Yeah, like the old school, like Descendants and
No Effects,
No Effects,
Exploited.
Bad Religion, all
Yeah.
that stuff. And I'm more of I grew up all on Blink pretty much. Like that's what my parents raised me on.
Your style is Blink. I like.
Yeah,
I do like it.
It's because I self-taught
I'm gonna
myself.
compare you to Blink 182, like the guy in the
Yeah.
San Diego Reader.
I was gonna say, remember that guy?
Yeah, he compares everybody to Blink 182.
That's all he does.
That's funny.
Anyway,
It's funny. No, I grew up, with my parents showing me country music and Christian music, and that's all I listened to, And so when I branched out on my own stuff, first I listened to Simple Plan, and then I listened to Green Day on the radio. I didn't know it was Green Day, but like the first like band I connected with was I bought Stay Together for the Kids from Blink and Rock Show from Blink, and then I was obsessed, and I'm like, this is awesome. I love this. My parents got divorced, so the Stay Together for Kids one like really resonated with me, and I'm like, this band is
Take Off Your
awesome.
Pants and Jacket is pretty much an
it's-
album for
it's funny because-
children of divorce.
Yeah,
It's
that's a great album.
that's
because
probably
my
why I
parents
never
also
connected
voiced.
with it.
Yeah, well, I
Both
connected
are.
with it big time.
I
Oh,
did
yeah.
too.
I never really was a punk guy, but my last season we had a lot of punk bands from North County, San Diego, and I think a couple from Orange County. No names off the top of my head, sorry, but you guys didn't strike me as a punk band when I first started talking with you guys.
Okay.
And I had listened a little bit before, but and it's interesting when I started researching, I found out one of your taglines somewhere said something about trying to bring back punk pop or pop punk.
It's three dudes trying to save
That's what
punk
it was.
rock. Yeah.
That was on Bandcamp, huh?
I think it was on Bandcamp.
I
or
think it was
our
on Bandcamp.
It's on your
It's
Facebook page.
Facebook
It's
or
under
Bandcamp.
your
That
description.
was put on some random flyer. Some dude said that about us for one of our shows, and we're like, we like that. We're just gonna copy and paste that.
Which, was that like
We're-
a show that we played together, like with the old band, or was it like?
I think it was. I think it was one of the Battle of the Band shows, or it was a pizza show or something. It might have been. We played it.
Pizza show.
Yeah.
Okay,
What is a pizza
elaborate
show?
On, yeah.
Like we played at a place called was it D Piazza's in Long Beach. I think it's Long Beach. I think
That sounds familiar.
I think it's pizza and beer, and that was the first Battle of the Bands place we played. And I think on there, as like it said the acts, and then with us it said 3D's trying to save punk rock.
No shit.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on that one. If not that one, it was another one.
You know, the best moniker or the best descriptor you can ever get is when you don't write.
Yeah.
If somebody gives you something that nice about your band and you're able to take that and say, you know what, we didn't make this shit up. Someone actually said this about us, so kiss off.
Yeah.
I didn't go and call myself something. We're just that good, motherfuckers. Now, you guys are pretty badass. So how long, Andrew, how long have you been singing and playing guitar?
I started playing bass badly for like a year and a half.
Is that because that in punk rock the basses
Well,
are hard to find?
I didn't?
Pretty much.
I was like,
I was just telling Trevor this earlier that like good bass players
Good
are a
basses,
commodity in punk rock. Like
Yeah.
they're usually in 5 different bands.
well, I wanted to play bass because it was like I thought it would be like not too challenging because it's 4 strings and I'm not very good at plucking and everything, so like the traditional stuff. So I decided I wanted to play bass with my friend, and I was like 15 or 16, and it was gonna be like believe it or not, like a post-hardcore band. So I was supposed to sing and he was supposed to scream and there was supposed to all this stuff. And that was just an idea. It never actually happened. So I just had the bass. And then a couple years after that, I met Jacob on the Craigslist and everything. But after that thing fell apart I was like maybe 17 or 18. Then I actually got my first guitar and started teaching myself. And of course, I'm self-taught, so I just learned a lot of Blink songs. And it was all Blink, because I really got into Blink right when they broke up. So like literally when they broke up in 2005.
Went on hiatus.
Yeah, when they went on hiatus the first time, I got into them and I'm like, that sucks.
Yep.
So then I started listening to them, and I was playing the bass, but I ended up switching to guitar and then learning a bunch of Blink songs, and then I would sing to them. And I'm not like an amazing singer. Like I can't go on America's Got Talent and sing songs. But if I have a band behind me in a live setting, like it sounds not 100% bad. It sounds okay. So that's
Very modest.
Yeah,
Yes.
I taught myself, and then the whole thing with Jacob happened, and I had been playing at that point for like 3 years on and off, and I'm still improving. I'm not like the best guitarist, so I'm still learning new things. And
Your humility is impressive.
It is.
How old are you?
26.
Okay, you're young to be that humble, because Trevor sure as hell's not humble at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
So, and you're 25, right?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I will be
I
25.
like to thank Jacob because he keeps me, you suck all the time.
Yeah, Jacob really tells
I got a
him,
friend
you
like that,
suck
so
all
I'm
the
coming
time.
back down to earth.
Just all the time. Andrew, you suck. Andrew, you suck. Andrew, do better. It's like, I'm trying.
Yep.
Well,
I
that's
feel
how
your
he's gonna
pain,
make.
bud.
He's gonna make you a good front man. Now,
Yeah.
Angel, what about you? When did you like? You strike me as a very confident drummer. So you've obviously been doing it probably your whole life.
Yeah, pretty much my whole life. It's been something, you know, that I've always wanted to do, even as a little kid, listening to like old punk albums and like Blink and stuff. My mom always told me, it's like, oh, you're going to be my drummer. It's like, all right, cool. That sounds like something fun. And like old punk, like it's really tight because old punk albums have like really heavy bass and they just sound like super gnarly. So I was like, that sounds fun. That sounds like something sick to do. And then started like around 10, just kind of learning on my own, getting lessons from family members who play drums. So I was like, cool, I can do this. Got into like middle school, 13, 14, and then did band that way.
Yeah.
And did percussion. So I learned it traditionally, learning how to read music.
Yeah, that's the same way I
notes.
did. I was in high school band as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
And
a lot of
then
people are.
I continued, middle school did it. I did high school. I did concert band, jazz band, marching band, and indoor drumline.
So that's where your confidence comes from, is you've been to indoor drumline. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the difference between indoor drumline and just any drumline?
Because if you do marching drumline, it's pretty much with the whole band, the horns and everything. You march halftime or do regular shows,
Right.
you know, on a football field. Indoor drumline is all percussion, so snares, bass drums, tenor drums, marimbas, and all the auxiliary
all the
nonsense.
pit instruments.
All the pit instruments, and you pretty much play music that way. So,
Nice. Do you have set drums at all in your pit?
nah, not when I was in high school, just because there's nobody who can play set drums.
My
And
senior year of high school, they allowed me to be the only set drummer in high school history.
I tried to play set drummer. It was like there was like one show where I had like one of the best set parts. I was like, no, you got to stay on snare. Fine, I guess.
I got to play Sing, Sing, Sing on the drum set on the 50-yard line.
Oh, man.
Dude, good.
Yeah. Plus, like I like doing jazz band too, and I had to build a lot of confidence because I had a solo my senior year because I was pretty much the star of our indoor drumline show, and then I had to do a couple solos and stuff for jazz band junior and senior year, and I had to learn how to play from everything from swing, jazz, Latin, and just mix and mash of a bunch of random shit. And my solo that I had my junior year for like a last like Latin song, it started off as like a bunch of like banging on shit at the beginning of it, and then further towards like the more, you know, festivals that we did, it became a drum solo where like people just looked at me and just go, fuck, like how do you play that well? It's like, I don't know, I have all these ideas just popping up. I just have a general structure of it. I'm just throwing shit out there.
Do you memorize your lines, or do you just kind of keep doing, like, have a general beat and you just change it up every time? Or, I mean,
when we play live, I don't play however the fucking album is. As long as I have the general idea,
yeah,
everything changes every show.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. That you struck me as that kind of drummer, because you're technical. You have the technical beat down, and you're like, yeah. That's good. Everything
It's
else
boring
is a
to
fill.
play the same stuff over and over and over again. The same structure, same everything, where you can't really...
Well, what do you say to people who say you have to repeat in order to better yourself, like to master that one lick, to master the song, so you can play it over and over again? Like, for instance, if you have a lot of fans and they want to come see your show and you're playing a lot of different fills, What do you think? What do you say to the people who say that that's bad for your live music?
I think that's retarded. like legit,
Nice answer.
It's dumb because you can only play the same lick over and over and over again before I can play maybe the same lick 10 times and I'll just be over it. It's like, all right, I want to try something new this time. Let's try to figure something out. It's, maybe the same general basis because that fill sounds good here, but let's mix it up something like somewhere differently. It's always good to keep trying new stuff, so your brain's working, you're not stuck playing in the same thing. You got to step outside of the box and try newer, different things. And also, plus, it's fun to challenge yourself and throw your bandmates off when you try something new.
That's not fun.
Well, no, it is. He's right about that because it puts you on your game, and what it does is it helps you be able to adjust on the fly for anything that happens.
Yeah.
Like if the beat drops out, and you need to keep playing anyway.
He challenges himself, so it's good because you want to challenge yourself as a musician always. And it's not like his drumming was on the first record, so
Right,
he had
right.
to do a bunch of different things regardless when we showed
Plus
songs and everything.
I played jazz for 6 years, 4 years in high school and 2 years in college, so having to know how to play open vamp stuff and throw different stuff in there and make it fit with them while also making it sound musical and nice also helps a lot too, because then if I play the same stuff over and over again, it's just going to sound repetitive. Well, if you have that little bit of jazz mentality in there and you listen to other jazz guys, they do a bunch of different stuff. They try different things. And so you're like, okay, cool. That sounds cool in here. I've taken a couple of jazz licks from trumpet players and drummers and thrown them into what they play.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to hear that because I wish you could have sent me that, but I do have the EP and it is good. It sounds great. So you obviously play these songs, and I'm guessing you probably play them better.
Yeah, I hope I play them better. I've heard from a lot of people.
He said really confidently, and then was like, "Wait,
I shouldn't have said
hope
that.
they play better."
I hope so because a lot of I do hear a lot you sound better with this band than you did with your old band, and that means a lot to me because with them I couldn't really do much, and with these guys I can do as much as I want.
That's awesome. Well, let's take a listen to the last track we're going to play off of Picasso The Banshee.
It better not be far
Is
away.
it Villains? Because that would be the best one to end it with.
It's Villains.
Just don't do Far Away.
I was about to do Far Away.
No, Villains is the best song.
I feel like Far Away is like the problem child.
Oh, really?
You like it or you don't like it, and it's
Well, then it's okay. So that one will be left to everyone to listen on their own.
Well,
Now.
it's a different type of song that me and Jacob wrote, and it's more slower, and then it picks up, and I feel like it's more of a you have to be in the mood to kind of listen to it.
Okay.
Type of song. I mean, I like it.
Well, then go to Bandcamp right now, Picasso The Banshee.bandcamp.com, and Banshee is spelled Banshee. Go there right now, download the album so you can listen to Far Away. But right now, we're going to listen to Villains off of Picasso The Banshee's EP, Louie.
This is my favorite song.
Yeah, one of my favorites
It's
too.
like one of my favorites I've ever done.
It's very rock right here. Like it's got a lot.
Comes
of
in heavy.
rock.
Yeah.
Really heavy.
I can see you changing.
Yeah, that's raw punk.
You're changing overnight.
That's pop punk right there. This is the epitome of pop punk. I mean, you've got the chords and everything. You've just got it down.
Back me into a corner and sharpen up your teeth. I'll put up my defense, 'cause this is the end of everything between us. This is the end of everything I know. wear a disguise? Would you like that tact? Or should I just prepare for your next attack? Can't we just be friends? I'm tired being enemies. Can't we just pretend? But this is the end of everything between us. This is the end of everything I know. It is tonight, 'cause I don't like a single thing that you've been given. I found out you're just another villain. You'll throw your hands up and say you're sorry, and throw the white flag and call me darling. Da, 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 darling. Da, 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 darling. Da, 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 darling. Da, 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 you're a villain, darling.
I like that a lot.
That is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. No, well
I don't know
done.
why, but it's just like so simple but so beautiful.
Because usually there's not a word attached to it at the end.
All right, so where can people find out more about you? We've got Bandcamp, we've got Reverb Nation, you've got a Facebook page, right? What's the address for that?
I believe it's.
Is it?
Just
I don't know. I don't
think it's
use Facebook.
Just
I
go-
think it's just slash Picasso the Banshee.
Just go to
Perfect.
Facebook and type Picasso the Banshee
That's
into the
the
search
one.
bar.
I'll
So
find
much
it.
easier.
I have the
It's way
page
easier.
And you guys got a Twitter page, so are you active on Twitter?
Yeah, we're
it's,
active.
there's two. There's one that's
Yeah, the new one's Picasso _ but in the tagline I even put the official account type
There you
of
go.
deal. So,
There you
Millennials
go.
are smart. They can figure it out.
yeah, I think the
I
most
beg to differ.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, hang
Sorry.
on.
Anyway,
I
so
think the place we're most active is either Twitter or Instagram. 'Cause
Yeah, those
Instagram we
two.
try to post every other day, especially with the release. We've been posting almost every day on our stories. And
yeah. We have
Man.
a snippet of like one of the new songs on the EP.
oh nice.
Pretty heavy. It's like
It's-
Oh, we'll
it's
definitely link to that.
one of my favorite songs that we've written all together. Like I've been with these guys.
Wow.
But it means a lot when he comes into the band and that last song we played, he goes, "That's my favorite song." Like that's
Yeah.
and it's
And
like
it's not him.
yeah, and
playing
it's
on
not
it.
him playing it. And like a lot of people like they love all the different songs for different reasons. But me personally, that song, I pushed myself the hardest lyrically. I pushed myself the hardest musically, and I tried to come up with really clever things, and it paid off because I will listen to it and I'm like, I love this song. And then Jacob's bass line in it is like a lead guitar. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I love listening to that part. And like every time you listen to it, you hear something
Yeah,
else that you like.
sometimes
love
I feel like I'm an asshole because I'll go on Spotify and like put on just that song because it's like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Like I just listen to it. It's like this feels kind of wrong that I'm listening to my own music, but I really fucking like this.
Hey,
song.
there's nothing wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong
man.
with that
You
at
need
all.
to like your own music, otherwise nobody else will. It's kind of like loving
you
yourself.
should come
you
to
know?
our show next month,
That's when is the show?
June 17th at Out of the Park Pizza in Anaheim Hills.
All
But
right.
they changed the venue side and call it Parks and Rock now. So that's
Okay.
kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
A little
It's-
takeoff of
it's-
Tina Fey.
yeah,
or not Tina
it-
Fey, sorry, the other one.
Yeah, Parks and Recreation with
Yeah.
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler, that's
the one.
But,
Those two are like inseparable.
Pretty
so-
much.
We're
They are.
playing, it's like a pop punk night, so it'll be all pop punk stuff.
Badass.
And then we're playing
cool.
it again in sometime in.
Well, Andrew, Angel, thank you guys so much for coming down all the way.
Thanks for
thanks a
having
lot,
us,
guys.
It's been
Oh,
fun.
thank you so much. It's
Oh,
been
yeah.
a pleasure. Thank you guys.
No
for having
problem,
us.
man.
He's got Pikachu socks on. I just want.
I got
everyone to
Pikachu
know.
socks on.
Well,
Pikachu socks.
we question Trevor occasionally.
Pikachu.
Yep.
But
is-
Bulbasaur is the
That
best.
reminds me.
I don't
have
know.
to,
Oh,
I have to say
interesting
this.
take.
Charmander.
Wait,
Hot take
Bulbasaur?
on that.
Bulbasaur is the best.
Oh,
Charmander's
okay.
the
I'm a
best.
Squirtle guy.
Charmander. I'm a
I'm a
Charmander
Squirtle
guy.
guy.
It's all about Bulbasaur, guys. Come on.
Okay.
He's
I
like
can't
a-
believe we're having it, but no. Okay, stop.
Oh, I
I'm
can.
calling it.
Awesome. I was working and I was singing and I made it up like that sounds cool. I like that. That's actually a cool idea because I had all the other lyrics done.
Just put it in your notes like real quick where I like you're at work.
I always come up with my lyrics when I'm working. My brain's active, so I'll be walking
I'm
around
the same
and
way.
write
I
it.
just think of random dumb shit.
I
to
drive
say.
Lyft, and I'll tell you, when I drop passengers off, I'm usually grabbing a notebook or opening up my phone because I come up with something based off of their idiocracies or something.
Yeah.
I've thought about wearing a lapel mic at work because I say a lot of them out loud to myself.
Well, I'll have to stop and go, where's a quiet place? I have to go voice memo something because I have to do melodies and I'll forget them. Like I do so many things in a day. I'll forget what melody I came up with. So I'll
write things in and put like arrows like up or down from
here.
Okay,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So if I can't get away and I'm like, oh, I know it goes up here. Da, 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 da,
Meanwhile, he's in the bathroom at work singing to himself and people are wondering who's doing that.
It's happened. No, because I have certain accents though that I do with my voice sometimes, so then I have to really like go, okay, so I have to go la da da yo and like I'll have to like figure out where I'm doing it because then later on I'll go, okay, these are the lyrics. What was the melody? I don't remember. And
do I just say them?
And then people will think you're crazy if you're just walking around doing that. It's like, what the hell is that guy's problem? Like, why is he doing that?
You are crazy. You're a musician. All musicians are crazy.
Yeah.
That's
we
true.
gotta come up with this shit somehow.